As a disclaimer, Monster Fuckers Anonymous is indeed about wanting to love and have sex with monsters, but we want to make things extremely clear from the get-go. Not all of the chosen monsters will be sapient, but we will not be endorsing zoophilia or bestiality. We will be as transparent and ethical as possible, while also sex positive and mostly having fun.
Vampires that stalk in the night. Werewolves that howl to the moon, dragons that loom over the skies. These monsters and more have plagued mortals for millennia, clouding our minds with one singular thought.
Can we fuck 'em?
Fiction or reality, which one should we be? Don't think that I'm that naive to see the fiction or reality of things you've done to me. Now all this stupid shit is on repeat.
Hello! Welcome back to another fantastic, wonderful, stupendous episode of MFA, aka Monster Fuckers Anonymous, the show where we talk about monsters, talk about the lore, talk about their media representation, and rate on a scale of 1 to 10. Or not you. You getting into a new groove of things. New boss, new times, new everything. Whether or not you should be having sex with those monsters. I am your colorful creature consulting cleric, and with me, as always, is the wonderful, the tenacious troubadour of tentacle lovin', our technical analyst, Joe.
One day I will have to bring a mind flayer or something along those lines.
I don't think I'm ready for that conversation, to be very honest.
Well, we've done Cthulhu Girl, which is close enough to a mind flayer, but we got to add the xenophobia.
Do we have to? Is that like a requirement?
I mean, we can't be. We're journalists, you know. We can't.
You're right. We're in a new setting. We got a new year, new us. Even though we're like already a month in.
Year of the Dragon. Technically, we are recording on the very first day of Lunar New Year, so we're correct today.
Hey, let's go. You know, human holidays are crazy. I'm with it. But anyways, as you may have heard, we have new management, new quotas, new everything here. And so because of that, the show is a little different. Show's it's a little
Pick it up.
Oh. Anyways, we have some new I didn't like that.
Keep going.
So we have a new scale, new things to go about it, and we've been told to try it out. And so I'm down to do it with our first ever topic, Joe. And what was that? What was our first ever topic on the show? It's been like 40, 50 episodes.
Minotaurs. Hot, sexy, sweaty.
No.
Minotaur daddies.
No, don't get me wrong. I would like to get railed by big hoved mommies, mommy milkers. You
hate men?
Why is that your go-to? I said mommy milkers, and you said, what do you have against mommy milkers?
You know what?
Huh?
Fathers can also have mommy milkers. You're so
exactly
correct.
Yeah. So maybe you're the ignorant one, xenophobe. Anyways, that wasn't the first topic we ever had. Our first topic was demons and devils. But
okay, so you never had an emo phase.
I did not. Actually, that is canon. I have not had an emo phase at all. I was a good Christian boy and then became bisexual.
So then you are no longer a good Christian boy because of the bisexual part.
Oh, I think Jesus would love me still.
Which, if we compare that episode to where we are now, my God.
Could we just like unlist that episode?
No, unfortunately, it's the highest listened to episode in all dimensions. So no.
Because everyone starts with that episode. So like, obviously, like, I don't know.
It's one of those weird things where it's the start and everyone listens to it, but then you get like 2 episodes in and we've changed everything.
Mm-hmm.
And then we change everything again another 10 episodes, and then we change everything again another like 20 episodes in. We gotta get our footing somewhere. It's either adapt or die, and we adapt and we don't die.
Social Darwinism.
Yeah, what's your favorite version of Darwin?
The story where he and his crew ate a bunch of giant tortoises on the way back to Europe because they were too delicious, and then they created a lot of endangered species to the point of extinction of giant tortoises.
Mine was from Gumball, the little fish guy. He's my favorite Darwin. Anyways, we're talking demons and we're talking straight demons from all over
You are
media.
a fucking idiot. I hate you so much. Oh my god.
So we're talking demons from all over media. We started from like doing D&D, but fuck that book. We're getting somewhere different. We're starting from all different demons. I've brought one. Joe, you've brought one. And our producer, Kez, who is currently just trapped in the corner over there, she got over crying that she can't go home and now is ready to get to work. Give me a thumbs up, Kez. She's just sobbing again. Okay. We got one, and Kez has found a demon that she wants to talk about. We have no idea what the other ones have picked at the moment. So, Joe, are you ready to start off and using the new spread scale for the first time?
Yes, I am. And I'm ready, as I have done for a long time. Let's spread some demons.
Oh, do you want to start us? Start us off?
I shall.
All right, then.
And I'll finish us off. Okay.
What do you mean? What do you mean by that?
Just the fear.
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
FurFur is a great earl. Appearing as a hart with a fiery tail, he lieth in everything, except he be brought up within a triangle. Being bidden, he taketh angelical form. He speaketh with hoarse voice, and willingly maketh love between man and wife. He raiseth thunders and lightnings and blasts. Where he is commanded, he answereth well, both of secret and also of divine thing, and hath rule and dominion over 26 legions.
How is there lightning here in the void? That doesn't really make sense.
Anything can happen in the void. I just so happened to kind of make more sense of it.
All right, well, how would you make sense of your pick? The fuck is this?
So, unless I'm completely wrong, I don't think we've had like a servitor situation on MFA yet.
I don't know what that means.
It's a fucking deer centaur person. Service is the deer situation, the deer like prefix.
Is it like Latin?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So this is not like a character. This is a myth.
This is a demon.
Okay, tell me more. Tell me more. Get me hooked. Get me invested. Get me
So
standing. I want to stand.
FurFur is the great earl of the spirits of Solomon, or just sort of what we understand to be the in demonology. I was going to say modern day demonology. It's not modern. It's more modern than a lot of other demon based mythology and lore. The demon FurFur is a fallen angel, 34th of the 72 spirits of Solomon. He he commandeth 26 legions of demons, and we all know that for some reason how we understand demons to be is by very human standards of war and armies and things of that sort.
Shout out.
He is a tempest. He creates lightnings, thunders, and blasts. Blasts,
okay.
I guess.
All right, I'm with it.
Okay, all right. He always lies, but if you reign dominion over him, specifically if you are commanding him for any reason, so if you do summon him, he will speak not in lies.
So he speaks truths.
He speaks truths if you command him. So you need to have a dynamic with him.
Okay, you need to dom him real quick.
You do. Like, you need to like get him you need to like a full contract situation, or else he will start to get a little bit over his head. He'll get bratty, without a contract.
Okay.
He has a hoarse voice, and that makes sense for deer as well, because deer, or like elk in general, male deer have a heart. They roar, they scream. That's the sound that deer make.
So I thought deers neigh.
No, deers and horses are not the same.
Oh,
family.
my bad. I don't know why I said deers. I meant horses. I thought horses neigh.
Horses do neigh, but we're talking about deer.
Did I just repeat the same sentence twice?
Yes.
Oh, I completely forgot what horses
are equine, and deers have cervixes. Anyway.
What the fuck does that mean? Wait, what? Wait.
Another very fun thing for him and me is that he causes love between a husband and wife. But the language in 1904 is that he wittingly urged love between man and woman. Oh no, that's not what I read. I read he and willingly maketh love between man and wife. And I understand that does mean to make man and wife. He makes love between them, but I like to think that he also just goes for couples, like married people.
Oh, he's a unicorn.
So I think he's a homewrecker. I don't think he's a unicorn. He's a homewrecker. He's going in there. He's not getting picked up.
That's actually so shitty. I'd rather he be a unicorn.
No.
Okay, this is your monster. I'm putting my hands up. You know demons.
He might still be a unicorn though, because he might be a homewrecking unicorn. Like he's going in there and he's like, it is their problem. It is the problem of the human married couple, apparently, that the big giant demon man is like, hey, I want you both. Is that chill? Is that fine? I can go on to the next married couple. And like, I don't think it's not a huge deal. I don't think it's outright homewrecking.
Here's another scenario. We can make it a little bit more positive. He's a cuck in the sense that he cucks other people. He like in that dynamic, he's like, hey, I'll fuck your wife or your husband. You can watch if you're into that. And they are. So he's just like, he helps cuckold people, you know? And I think that's
he gets married couples into freaky shit. And we love
he's like,
that.
hey, you want me to blast your eyes? Sorry, she's busy type shit. There's the chair. So not the cuck chair. Everyone, okay, here's the thing. I'm going to get out. This is going to be a little rant here. The cuck chair is a common thing people know. Don't everyone?
Yes.
Everyone knows the cuck chair.
Everyone knows the cuck chair.
Everyone has a cuck chair. Everyone
has one? I don't know about that. I don't know if everyone has a cuck chair.
Look around your house right now. Look around your home. There's a chair that you can imagine, that you can look at.
Your father was cucked in that chair.
Not that your father was cucked, that you could be like, I'd sit in that chair while my partner got fucking railed. Everyone has a cuck chair. A chair that they don't like. A chair that they're like,
everyone knows your partner looks better if they're fucking another person and not you.
What are we doing?
What are you the one that said? Okay. So FurFur is very full of himself.
Right.
I would say, I guess in my mind, because he's like, he lieth and everything. Honestly, maybe he's not full of himself, but he does. It is kind of like the hand that he was given as a fallen angel. So you're a fallen angel.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I am. You are correct. Well, I'm not really fallen. Hold on. Pause right there. I'm not fallen. I've been relieved of my duties officially.
You were disgracefully discharged.
I can still go into heaven sometimes.
Dishonorably. Disgracefully.
If I like sneak past the gates and like St. Peter isn't around, I can go back. But fallen is such a strong word. Anyway, what is your point?
So when angels fall, is it due to their, obviously part of it is due to their own like misgivings or whatever. But when they become demons, they just kind of fully become entrenched into a new awakening, a new life. So I wonder I wonder if there is that in between of transformation between fallen angel to great earl of 26 legions of demons, where FurFur maybe was like, lying wasn't lying. I did lie a bunch as an angel, but it's not like, I wonder at one point it's like a contract that's like signed, like you will lie all the time now, unless you're commanded.
According to other medias, and if we're going by what, like, if we're going by media,
supernatural.
we're going by supernatural. No, supernatural, goddamn. But if we're going by that kind of thing, it's a reason an angel falls is due to them not abiding by God's or the heavens above's rule set. Whether or not that rule set is abided by is really seriously up to interpretation of them at the moment. For example, a previous angel or previous contestant on the show, Belphegor didn't join in the rebellion of Lucifer, nor did he join on the side of angels. He chose to just send to the side.
That's right.
Once the fighting was over and Lucifer was kicked out, heaven kicked out Belphegor because of his inaction. For not choosing a side, he was removed.
Yeah.
There
Yeah,
are other
totally.
angels who take God or the heaven's righteous justice too far, and yet they remain as angels because under the guise of like what they're doing, there's a holy attribute.
Righteousness. Yeah.
Yeah. And then other demons who can do righteous things, but like the mindset for some is I've been corrupted, I might as well live in this life, is fun. And other people are like, I did this because I wanted one aspect. Like say I was rebelling because I didn't agree that humans should be like the end all be all. Like I thought like kind of thing. But if I only asked was like, why are we doing this? And I questioned and I got kicked out. Shout out Crowley from what is it? I think it's Omens and something. Good Omens. It was like I just questioned. I was like, I wasn't really into it. The other mindset is that of like I got kicked out because I questioned, and so I really don't want to bring pain and destruction, but now I have like I kind of just like it's kind of what I fell into. All to say, it's up to the media representation that we're working with, and I like to believe that.
I wonder. I think maybe FurFur was on like population duty or something because there is a lot of matchmaking aspects to FurFur's like summoning. The bounds of marriage is really important to him. Whether or not that means that necessarily that like you can be really good at matchmaking and being a minister, for example, but like I don't think that necessarily means he upheld throughout all of history the like standards of monogamy.
Yeah. So what we can interpret is because marriage is such a sacred vow in Abrahamic religions. And it's usually you have to do all this courting. It's through you're doing this embrace through God, and your marriage is supposed to uphold the virtues and the like everything that's supposed to be of the Lord. We could also maybe interpret the opposite. If like a virtuous marriage is somewhere like you're honoring this, you're doing that, blah blah blah. But an unvirtuous marriage is kind of just like, I guess, away from Abrahamic values, which I don't really know what that would equal out to be honest.
He loves sexual pleasure within marriages.
If that's the case, maybe he's a tester. He's a tester of marriage.
He's everyone knows in their marriage. Everyone. This is a joke, but everyone knows in their marriages that like there's always going to be that one. Oh my God, there was this hilarious TikTok.
Oh, he's a fucking hall pass. That's crazy.
Either hall pass or it's like this woman will ruin your marriage. This is the one that your husband is white knuckling to leave you for, and that's FurFur, a white woman who loves Taylor Swift.
Excuse me?
That might be one of the many forms that could really test. That could really be one of the testers.
The testers, sure. The main one that makes all men in marriages quiver is a Swiftie.
A Swiftie that talks like a baby. Yeah.
Ugh.
I have this TikTok. I'll send it to you.
That was disgusting. But no, I think that's a good way to put it. He's your marriage test. Like, say you get married. Sorry. Yeah, no. I like to imagine the scenarios like you've been married for a bit. Your marriage is kind of fizzling out. Blah blah blah. You go see a marriage counselor. You sit down. He's hot as fuck.
Exactly. He's John Stamos in season 1 of You.
Yeah, he's straight up just a marriage counselor. Whether or not that means he's going to fuck you, he's going to fuck your wife and cuck you.
God, your wife's going to want to fuck him though.
Yeah.
Your husband's going to want to fuck him.
Yeah. So it's either one of those things where it's like he helps you work through your problems and like, hey, maybe be more open to this, be more open to that. Or he sees he really tries. And when he tries, like, hey, maybe your wife is not getting the pleasure she needs, I'll help you do that. And I'll fuck your wife for you. Oh, your husband wants to be spanked more and treated like a little bitch. I got that. You don't have to worry about that. I'll teach you how to do it. Like, I'll show you how to peg your husband with my dick.
There's something kind of nice about like the idea of like a very intense like session. I want to say session during a thunderstorm.
They're arguing back and forth.
He can raise blasts.
I imagine he changes the weather. Like, say you're in a session, he changes the weather to match the mood. So if like you guys are arguing back and forth and there's like this tension, but like a palpable tension, he lets the thunder and like the lightning rain behind, and you're like yelling. Yeah, you're like
Yeah.
yelling at each other and you're like saying things and you're getting things out in the open. Like you're crying, they're crying. It's this back and forth of being like, I wish you would treat me like you did when we first started dating. And you're like, well, you're not like, you're always so busy and things like that. And I don't feel as loved and appreciated. And you're just yelling back and forth. And he's just sitting there smiling gleefully. And he's just like, how does that make you feel? It's like, I hate you. And it's like, I want you to hate me. And then she like, she
And
like
then-
slaps
and then
you. And
you
then like,
And then you
Oh.
fuck.
and then yeah, you just fuck right. He's like, hey.
great
opens
session,
the-
guys.
No,
That'll
he
be
like-
$150.
No, he pulls out a curtain. There's a bed. He's like, no more words. Words aren't getting anywhere. Show me. Show each other. And then you just like
Yeah.
raw fuck guttural on the bed. And then he like puts a
Yeah.
hand out and he's like, do you want me to show you? And he like, and then you both pull his hands in.
Do you want?
You just start either he sits there and watches and he's just like, yeah, this is a marriage getting back together, or he joins in and shows like what kind of dynamic you need to do. And then after you're all done, the beast with 3 backs is completed. He turns to you, deer antlers kind of on like the overhead, because that's the overhead of the thing. He looks both of you in the eyes and says, that'll be $250 plus an STD
Yeah.
check.
What a free one.
Free one. There's a clinic downstairs.
Free one. Also, do you want to ensure pregnancy after this? Yes, no? Cool.
I can knock you up. He's like, what? But yeah, that's
yeah.
all I meant.
So,
I'm fucking with
sex
it.
appeal?
I'm sex appeal or to the start of the spread. I
10.
okay. We're getting high there. Can he transform into a human? Can he do like human forms?
He's a great Earl of Demons. Like most, I feel like most of the Earls at the very least. Like 34 out of 72 is very strong. Like the 71st spirit, Dantalion, absolutely can transform. So like anything's possible. For some reason, I am just thinking John Stamos as a servitor. Like that's just kind of like what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I can imagine. I think that's a good way to go about it. I will be real. His demon form is hot.
It's hot.
I've grown more and more attracted to bottom like hooves, or like the bottom half, like minotaur bottom halves, and horns. Horns have grown on me.
But you hate cows.
I don't hate cows. I love mommy milker cows. But I don't like you. So
Okay.
anything you
Understood.
desire,
Yeah.
disgusting to me. But shout out Brent from Corruption of Champions too, because goddamn.
Oh my god.
Or Brienne,
Yeah.
that's her name right now. Baddie. So I think it's hot. I'm trying to picture like John Stamos isn't who comes up for me for his human form. Like, I'll be real, I'm imagining
Stanley
like some
Tucci.
Stanley Tucci. But no, I was gonna say like some Minnesotan guy. Like there's this guy from
What the
TikTok who
fuck?
I don't know, because he's a deer. So I imagine like him from the middle of like Minnesota. And he's kind of both helpful and he has like those accents. And there's this guy on TikTok who does like this Minnesota TikTok who's like, come over here and you're in like the Northwest. Or what the fuck it's called. And that's who I kind of imagine. And not bad, but not great. So
Okay.
I'm gonna give it a 8 out of 10.
Thank God. That was the threshold that I was giving you in my mind before I was going to kill you and your whole family.
My heavenly
personality.
family. Personality? Okay. This is where we get
He's
iffy.
crazy. He's controversial. He pushes those dual relationships so hard.
Yeah. If in the scenario that we've cocked up in our minds of him being like
Being a marriage counselor,
I think this is bad. Because he's
Yeah.
somebody who wants to get invested. It's like borderline.
Have you ever watched Hello Dolly, the story of the matchmaker, like the musical?
No, I have not. Tell me about it.
It's even as like a Victorian matchmaker, that is a profession that you are seeking someone out for. So
Yeah.
like, there's really not anything
I'm a big believer.
getting my mind out of that. You know?
Yeah. I'm a big believer in boundaries, especially since I had a heavenly therapist a while ago. Helped me out. And they crossed a lot of boundaries. Said my greatest sin was pride. Tried to hook me up with their angelic sister, and I was like, no. So I'm a big believer in boundaries in therapy sessions.
Love boundaries.
So I'm this kind of like crossing into a line, especially I feel like if I'm married as well, if this is like the main scenario where I can encounter him, if I'm married and then like, I'm not a big fan of getting cucked. I'm a fan of cucking, not the other way around. So it's kind of just
I
like,
love it any way around. Just anybody hit me up. Don't hit me up.
don't hit me out. I mean, hit me up. No, you know, I'm not, so this is not my most appealed person. I'm going to give this a 5. I think it's a real middle of the road. I do think he's hot, but I don't think this personality and this whole thing is not for me.
It's tough because the grandiose kind of nature of it is very attractive to me, but like personality wise, it would have to be a personality that jives with me. And there's a reason I was not specifically a lust department demon. I wasn't really part of any department. All people needs to get punished for something.
True. Okay.
We are going to go 7.5 and then we'll see from there.
Okay. I'll let you rock. Well, what's the next one?
That's so nice of you. Relationship potential. This right here.
I think it's middle of the road.
I think it's like mid-high.
Yeah, mid-high, I think is very fair. But he only really goes for marriage people. So you have to be already in a stable marriage. And whether or not it breaks up your marriage, I think is devastating kind of thing. While he may not be wanted to break up your marriage, sometimes he will.
Yeah.
It's a 50-50 shot of, not even 50-50, depending on how strong your marriage is and him coming in there and how comfortable you are adding a third to yours.
Yeah. And even then, like you have your sessions, you make it out, like he is not a part of you fucking during that therapy session, but you do, I think, have dreams and fantasies about dear men for a couple years.
I already do.
For sure. Yeah.
So I'll give this a 6. I think a 6, depending on the situation.
I'm going 8. Like he I think studies modern relationships and the way that romance probably like leads up to certain marriages. He has really let South Korea go.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not his fault.
Okay. What's next?
Encounter chance.
You can summon demons easy.
He must be summoned and he must be commanded. You have to pay him. Or if you're paying him through the marriage counseling, that's different. But if you're commanding him, the only price is whatever you had to do to get that summoning circle.
Mm.
And it has to be within a triangle.
A triangle? Like the summoning circle is a triangle?
Because it represents the boundaries of like marriage and like, yeah.
Okay. So you may like summon him, even not in the marriage counseling process. You may summon him to be like, my marriage is falling apart. I need you to save it.
Help.
And
or to create a thunderstorm, or just to be like, please make it rain tomorrow. Like, I don't know.
Please, I don't want to go to school. Can you flood? Please.
Right. And he's like, I think he would be amused enough to be like, yeah, sure, why not?
Like, I mean, if you let me fuck your mom. What? Let me fuck your mom.
He wouldn't do that.
I
don't know. I genuinely don't know.
I think summoning a demon is something that's very easily done in our modern world. It's something that's possible.
I think so too. Like you can just kind of get rabbit feet off the internet.
How do you know that?
You can feed dogs rabbit feet.
I don't like that.
You can feed them like animal placenta. Like you can get everything. You can get pipe bombs. You can get charcoal made from specific trees. You know.
What was that second one?
You were worried about the second one, not the first thing that I said.
You said pipe bombs. The pipe bombs are not the first one.
I said pipe bombs, but I said charcoal from specific trees.
You said placenta. Okay, we're moving on here. Yes. Anyways,
like 5.5.
Honestly, yeah, I'll follow that. I think that's pretty fair. I think you can summon a demon. You're not going to summon a demon. Whether or not he responds to your demon summons, you could accidentally summon one of the other ones. Bad. Don't do that.
Yeah. Yeah. There's only so many shapes.
Yeah, they copy a lot of shapes. There's a lot of triangles.
Yeah. Death risk.
I think
it's not
compared to other demons.
Yeah.
This isn't that high. But
the only part of his body that's on fire is his tail.
Okay, we've skipped some past that. I'm sorry, what?
I said it in my thing. He has a fiery tail.
I don't listen. So a fiery tail.
All right.
That's not that bad. He can turn it off.
Exactly. Like, it's not that big of a deal.
What I will say might be the issue.
Okay.
And this, everyone remember, this is an NSFW podcast, so I have to bring this up. His dick, is it horse-sized?
He's on a horse, first of all.
Well, that's why I said, is it horse-sized? Like, is it like
deer penis versus horse penis size?
This is I'm so sorry. This is
so a horse's penis, a stallion's penis can reach 1.5 feet long, which is not a deer. Deer penis apparently in traditional Chinese medicine has important therapeutic properties of fertility.
Oh, he's knocking you up easy. I hope you aren't fertile when you fucking meet him. Unless you're in a breeding, then I guess you're fine.
Then yeah, whatever.
Get breeded and cucked.
We're definitely working with approximately 1 foot.
So that could knock something loose.
Your liver, your kidneys.
Yeah. So,
but what has stopped us?
Nothing. Not really. I brought that up just to have that in the factor, saying it could be. I have another scenario for a death risk here, and okay. I want you to come with me on this little journey we're about to take. I'd
rather come on my own time.
Honestly, reasonable. Anyways, imagine you just had marriage counseling. You've argued. You've fought with your wife. You're doing this, and it feels like your therapist, shout out Ted Lasso, is siding with your wife more often than you.
Oh my God.
And so you then find out, let's say during the sessions, that your marriage counselor, without your consent, is fucking your wife, and that's why your marriages might be getting a little bit better. What if it drives that person to the edge? What if by this demon...
You season 1.
Yes, you season 1. What if that drives you to the edge and he murders you? Not your lover.
That's not my fault. That's not like...
Yeah, but I'm saying that raises the death chance a bit.
I disagree. That's like an external factor. Like, it's not me just like going out barrel chested into the desert and the only thing separating me and death is the monster, you know?
True.
It's not a 10, but I think it's like a conservative 8.5.
I'm going to give this a 7.
Fair.
All right. With that, we have all the scores. So we're going to pause for a second, maybe do a little summoning circle, get married real quick. We're going to pause.
Who?
I was going to marry just a random person.
Okay.
Then summon a demon. Hopefully I get to cuck somebody. I don't know. Life gets at you weird. Anyways,
life gets at you.
Let's pause.
For meth.
So my marriage has ended, and that's unfortunate.
Oh my God. How much time passed?
What are the scores, Joe?
Okay, yeah. So for FurFur, the Great Earl, for Cleric, we have a 6.3 overall, and for me, a 7.9 overall, which gives FurFur a 7.1.
Okay. That's pretty good. That's pretty decent. I think
we had some really good scores our last episode, though, so it is a little sad.
But this is a new system, new everything. So hopefully this is a solid start.
I would agree.
So now that we've done with the phenomenal FurFur, it's time for me to go. And I went on a different trek.
Leave.
It's funny you say that because I can get hidden in it with my pick. It'll make sense in 2 seconds. Shut up. Don't give me that look.
Okay.
Shut up. It'll make sense in a second.
Okay.
I'll get hidden in the leaves with my demonic pick with 9 tails flowing through the wind. I've picked the 9 tails Jinchuriki. Kurama! In a time long past, there was once a sage and a monster made of 10 tails that ravaged the world. The sage managed to split the monster into 9 beasts, each embodying a part of their original being, but all still tied together. The sage gave one of the beasts, a fox with 9 tails, a mission to protect the land of fire. The beast stood guard, fighting off any human or creature that came into its territory, becoming a natural disaster that all feared and hated. All the negative emotions corrupted the beast's mind, making him hate and despise humans so much that he had to be sealed away in a host to prevent further harm. But the beast always waits for his freedom to wreak havoc on the world again. The demon fox, Kurama. Yeah, oh wait, no, that was Bleach. I did the Bleach opening. I don't remember a Naruto opening.
You are my friend.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shout out Friendship No Jutsu. You know what I'm talking about?
So I agree with you.
That he's baddie? That this guy's hot?
Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah.
What's hot about him to you? Tell me.
This is the season for things that were placed within you getting awoken into a greater power.
Yes.
So like Persona 3 Reloaded came out a while ago. And the god of death has been sealed inside of your body ever since your parents were killed in a horrible highway accident, leaving you rendered also an orphan like Naruto.
Naruto and Persona are the same thing. Oh my god, I knew it.
What?
So I think he's hot, and I kind of just want to make out with him.
Sure. Yeah, he's in prison. He needs to be, he needs to resurface.
So for those of you who don't,
and he's sorry. At some point, you can reason with him. At some point, you just have to prove that you can.
So if we start from the beginning, Kurama just becomes very hateful. Like originally when he's born, like the sage tells him like, hey, that like somebody will reunite you and show you like what true power is, in the sense of like show you how to use your power and be kind, blah, blah, blah. But Kurama's just like, damn, the sage died. This fucking sucks. Life sucks. Humans suck. Everything sucks.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so he starts growing in power because again, he's like the most powerful of the Jinchuriki. Of the tail beast, that was the word I was looking for. And so he just starts rampaging around, and humans keep coming to his little temple that the sage put him in to just like capture him and use him as a weapon or to kill him. So of course he's just like, yo, fuck you. These two bitches of gold and silver come to try to capture me, and then I eat them, and then they start eating my stomach. What the fuck? Humans suck. And so he just becomes like a big old natural disaster where all like despair and hatred is all united until Madara Uchiha used him as a super weapon against the Hidden Leaf. And then, he got sealed away in a white woman.
No, not a what. Who do you mean, white fucking woman?
What do you mean?
Kushina Uzumaki, the name of a white woman.
Fine, not a white woman.
Fine, Wasian is what I thought you were gonna say. Her name is Catherine Uzumaki. I don't know, whatever.
Her name is Karen Uzumaki.
Rebecca Uzumaki. Okay.
So yeah, and then he gets sealed away, and he gets resentful. He's like, once you get resentful, don't worry, I'll come out into the world and I'll eat on your little resentment. Nom, 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 nom. And then kind of just is sealed from person to person until Naruto's mom gets him, and this Naruto's mom gets selfish. It's like, I want a baby with the man I love. Like, come on, grow up, idiot. Anyways.
Cleric, the opposite of FurFur, clearly.
Anyways, she gives birth. Toby pulls up and is like, all right, now that this is your super moment. Kurama gets released, starts destroying everything, but then Naruto's mom is just like, don't worry. You know what'll save our son? You know what'll really, really make the world better? If we both died. And then I seal Kurama and this little baby. And that baby was Naruto. And then everyone hated him.
Named after a fish cake.
Which is wild in the sense that everyone in the village hated Naruto because everyone saw his dad do an amazing thing and his parents sacrificed their lives. But they were just like, oh, I guess because that the monster built of negative emotions, let's bully his host. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. And you do.
Anyways, Kurama kind of just like kept like biding his time, being like, the bonds will weaken. I'll be able to feed off the boy's negative energy and then he'll release me, which happens a couple times. He does also tease Naruto for being gay. So, Naruto is gay. We all know that, everybody. So I'll admit it. Him and Hinata, cute and all, but him and Sasuke?
Never let your wife, Never let
the love of your life prevent you from being with the love of your life. Bars.
I think we both got it wrong. Anyway, there's something very wild, raw, and sexy and fun about like a sealed away kind of. This guy's been caged. You know what I mean?
He's primed and caged and ready for you. If you know how to goon, you know him.
Oh my god. Yeah, sure.
If you're into restrictions like bondage, Kurama knows it well.
Yeah.
And if you want your lover to be feral, hate you for a bit, but then you friendship no jutsu him to being a little bit more receptive to it, my God, he's going to be tired. There's actually, I'll be real. There's a picture of a scene where Kurama is laid out like arms out like Jesus, legs, all his tails are on the floor, chains are wrapped around him, and he's just like growling and being like, "You'll never do this to me." And I'll be real, topped. I'm riding him in that moment.
Yeah.
What are your feelings about Kurama?
Honestly, I wasn't expecting this one. I do love foxes. Always loved a fox type. Like, honestly, if Spice and Wolf were just like a little bit of an ecchi, I probably would have tried to understand the economics more.
I probably would have dived into the market trade if I saw a titty or two.
Yeah. If they like kissed, or if there were like some hugs with the boobs are really accentuated, I really would have paid attention a little bit more, I think.
That's what economics is missing, titties.
Mm-hmm. And sex, yeah. Economics has a lot of sex, but it just needs a little bit more of like fun. And Kurama needs some fun. And I think you can definitely, even outside of the like very restricted, like if we are supposed to be Naruto, I don't think that's a good thing, mind place to put us in this particular topic. But if in this situation we are people like sealing away Kurama, or like working with him, or trying to like help him, blah blah blah, he's got a lot he needs to work out.
That's true. Like
you and I have a couple holes
that he can for sure
to work
fill.
out.
Yeah, he needs to work out his anger. And you know what? Sometimes he could angrily fuck me.
Knots.
Knotted up. I mean, this also goes into the thing of micro of like he's a giant fox. He will not shrink. He is of that giant size. If he is, he can also dive into your mind palace, even if it's a giant fox thing. So while he's around,
there we go.
So if we imagine, hey, this is before he was sealed as a Jinchuriki, it's like we could talk to him and like meet him at his temple and be like, hey, I want to be like your follower. I want to show you that humanity, not that humanity is good, but I want to be your relief. Get out your pent up frustrations. Let me let me suck your desires.
Yeah.
Let me fuck you.
Oh my God.
Kez is dying.
Okay, cool. Do we want to? Is there more to get into? Or?
No, I think it's fair. I mean, you see, he is dead now. Spoilers. He is dead, fortunately, and you see him become this you see him go from this angry, vindictive figure to becoming this person who wants to see you do best, to grow and to become somebody better. And I think it's the tame. If you're a brat tamer, Kurama's the tamer for you. You know, or you can tame
the
Kurama.
brat or the tamer, depending. Yeah.
I think he's the brat. You have to like beat him down.
Oh God, that's not what you do. Well, sure.
Words are difficult, but you know what isn't difficult? The spread scale, sex appeal. I think he's sexy.
Yeah, definitely.
Orange fur, the growls he does, the deep voice he has, all those tails.
Very psychic element. It's a very holistic situation. Like, I think you can seal the love of your life can be sealed away inside of you.
Yeah, and you would talk to him in your mind palace. You can just jerk off. It's fine.
I think this is a 9.
I was gonna give this an 8, but I'll agree with you. 9. Let's double it up.
Personality though. This isn't a FurFur situation where, you know, it's definitely mid-high or whatever. Like there's like some modicum of like society and standards. This is long, deep-seated resentment that you have to work through every conversation you have.
Yeah. And there's a lot of originally there's a lot of anger, and then you go from anger. Even if you get them out of it's a lot of work that you have to put into it. I'll give this a 6.
It's not below a 5 for sure. I'll give it a 6 as well. That makes sense.
Okay, nice. Quinnan, what's the next one? Relationship potential. I don't think there's a lot of
relationship potential. No, yeah, not
there's,
really.
there's no relationship
Like,
potential. You can't introduce them to your parents. You can't do this. You can't really build.
It's possible.
You,
It's possible. The potential is there. However,
you can build a relationship with him, but it's a lot of work if he doesn't eat you first. I will give this a 3.
I was gonna give it a 3 as well.
What the fuck are we on right now? Get out of my head. Get out.
No.
Be gone, demon. I cast thee out.
Oh my god.
I cast thee out
it's
from
getting
my
a little
mind.
bit. It's getting a little real. We're getting a little real right now. So we could just like.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Oh my god.
Yeah, sorry. That took over. I don't know what went there right there. Anyways, what's the
You
next
don't know
one,
what
Skip?
took over?
Yeah, I don't.
Really?
Yeah.
Encounter chance.
There's only one of him. He's a giant thing. He's got to be sealed in you.
Sorry.
One.
It's a 1.
Finally, death.
Death risk.
Death risk.
I mean, everyone around you will definitely die.
Yeah, if it's sealed within you and he releases you and you haven't worked out on your issues, bad. If you encounter him in the forest where he's just chilling, most likely he'll kill you if you don't are able to match his energy. The only reason the Gold and Silver brothers didn't die is because they ate his stomach. They literally sat in his stomach and ate him, and he regurgitated and then got some of his energy. So this is a pretty high death risk. For us, death risk, the lower the score, the scarier it is. So I'm going to give this a 2.
Cleric, I was also going to give this a 2.
Get out of my head. Get out of my head. Get out of my head. Go to the school, man. Get out of my head.
Go to school.
Go to school. Go to school. Okay, everybody. I'm sorry about that outburst. I've calmed down. I've figured out what coincidences are, and honestly, scary.
And Cleric keeps matching with me. Cleric keeps being matchies with me. So
We're matchy?
yeah, we're matchy. Can I get into the math?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Do what you gotta do.
Cleric, you and I, it is a rare occurrence. It's happened before. We have doubled up on our score, overall score,
Mhm.
which means that Cleric, you and I mathematically have both received a 4.2 for Kurama, the Great Gin Turkey of the Hidden Lake Village.
Let's go.
with
Honestly,
Naruto's Manga the Baby.
Okay. That's fair. I think that's where he's got to be. He's not too spreadable right now. Hopefully, I
Not
want
too
to
spreadable.
I want to get a
Chained up.
high spreadable monster because we have our max for the Papa scale. I want to get a high spread monster, you know?
Yeah.
So hopefully the Kez's pick as I turn to the corner, Kez's pick, oh, she's just shaking her head. She's
She's
shaking her
growing
head now.
mushrooms.
Yeah, I'm just gonna get the piece of she has a file in her hand, so I'm just gonna take that little file, give you your copy, and I'll give you my copy, and we're gonna see what this pick is. For those
Thank
of you
you.
who the first time tuning into the show, which at this point, I don't know, life gets at you quick. If you get into this, we don't know what this pick is. We have no idea what Kez has conjured up in that little corner of hers. So we're going to open this file at the same time. You ready?
Okay.
All right, 3, 2, 1. What the fuck is that? Wait, what is?
Oh,
What is? Oh my god! What the fuck is this? For context, it's this file, this piece of paper. There's 8 pages.
there's blood everywhere. Jack Nicholson's face is printed on every single inch of this paper.
It just all work no play makes Kez a dull girl. All work no play makes Kez a dull girl.
All work no play makes Kez a dull girl. All work no play makes Kez a dull girl.
I haven't even scrolled down to the pick yet. It's just I haven't even gotten to the pick. I've just been like going to the pages
Cleric?
of blood. Yeah?
It's the devil.
Which one?
Well, let's get into it. A long-lived figure of sin and temptation, Satan is a fallen angel, cast from paradise for daring to oppose the Heavenly Father, but is better known as the uncontested ruler of hell. Dante's Divine Comedy depicts the devil with cloven feet, large spiked wings, horns, and 3 heads, a fitting appearance for God's greatest adversary. Feared for generations with his name spread like a plague amongst mortals, Satan remains a figurehead of pure evil. But is this malevolent malcontent actually just a misunderstood misanthrope? I popped my whole pussy for that.
The devil from the Bible?
The devil. Yeah.
Shout out Sonic Fandub. Shadow Fandub. Anyways.
Yeah, it really speaks to how unemployable I am that I even Satan was like, can you do your job? Like, this is the one thing I ask of you to do.
Well, yeah, as you've called me a fallen angel, you're technically what is it? I don't even know. You wouldn't an ascended demon.
I was a fury, yeah. I'm not an ascended anything.
Well, you're not in hell, and hell's
I was a minimum wage worker, you know?
And how do you get kicked out of hell? You know?
I don't know. Like, Belphegor's, like, all the demons under Belphegor is sort of, whatever the word is, revenue, whatever. They're just, like, all tech bros. And, like, that's not, like, what I wanted.
Yeah.
I wanted to play video games and, like, sit around, but, like,
yeah,
I have a strong sense of justice too, believe me. But it's just, I didn't want to do it every day, every second.
I get you.
Why am I being punished? By being the Punisher? Why am I being punished for being the subjugator? I don't understand.
Yeah, I can see why that's messed up. But your boss of bosses, Satan, Lucifer, the fallen Lightbringer.
We never even got any communications from him. Like,
actually,
he was,
Satan and Lucifer are 2 different beings.
Yes, they are. Yeah.
So Satan, for those of you who might not know, Lucifer is the fallen angel, morning star, blah blah blah. He's the embodiment of pride.
Satan is the embodiment of wrath.
Yes, and so usually his form is that of a dragon, of the giant fury. He's the one that is God's main enemy. That everyone's like, Satan's the wrath on earth. So Satan is just a giant wrathful dragon, which I find dragons hot, so...
We love dragons here.
I don't know. I know my mom is currently, wherever she is saying Santeria, and all that kind of stuff, as I describe all this. So, I don't know if I'm a big fan of Satan. I'll be real.
Satan's the big guy in the sky, Well, not the sky, but...
He's the overarching threat. Satan's been used in so many mediums as to be the big bad guy of all these things. How he's depicted because if we're going by just his way of looking from Abrahamic religions, if the picture that Kez provided in her little file, is that a line on his dick?
He's the perfect alchemical rebus.
Not Castlevania. Thanks, Saint Germain.
Castlevania, alchemy spans beyond Castlevania.
I don't believe you.
Okay.
Anyways, so he's a perfect rebus.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really trying to scratch my head because there's so many versions of Satan that it's difficult to pin down what this person is like. I
mean, are you a tarot bitch? Tarot girly?
I'm not, so break it down for me.
So Satan as a concept, even in modern day Satanism as well, the devil card tarot stands for obviously like, hedonism and like earthly materialism and pleasures. The devil is the Capricorn, represented by Capricorn rather. The devil has a lot to do with balance just as much as the Lovers does, but it's a lot of where the Lovers might be more of like a holistic spiritual homeostasis, not necessarily a dichotomy. The devil has a lot to do with like a homeostasis of yourself and your needs and your wants. Like, do you need to feel bad about certain habits being this way? Do you need to feel bad about you having an addictive personality? Or should you reframe it in a way that might be more helpful for you for eventual treatment or something along those lines? It isn't a transformation. Again, it isn't so much a spiritual or holistic transformation as the death card talks about. it's more of a transformation of like suddenly realizing when to give up on like holy missions, like quote unquote holy missions. Like if suddenly you just want to like switch gears from life of education or switch gears from like your marriage or something along those lines. Like there are some things you don't need to have and harbor for as long as you think that you need to.
So more of an agent of change than anything.
Yes, I would have to say that for sure. Like not even an agent of chaos necessarily. There are definitely elements of that. But in Satanism, modern day Satanism as well, there's, everyone read up on it if you're actually interested, but like the very like bare bones of the Church of Satanism is just very much like our bodies are our own bodies, our lives are our own lives right now. There is, whether or not there is a holy battle of heaven and hell does not matter to us because we are humans living our lives right now, and we will live our lives to the fullest. And if our bodies wants certain kinks or love or, health things that we don't want to be void of, then sure, we're Satanists. But it isn't about Satan necessarily. And I think a lot of imagery of Satan is just the imagery. I think he's kind of a fairly selfless person. He's just vain in the way of like, I want my image there, but like, I'm not a micromanager.
I think I agree in the sense that if we're going to put it in more black and white terms, just kind of get it like for our purposes, is heaven is more of order and like, hey, you've started this, you finished this, blah, blah, blah. Like, this is what you should be doing. And Satan is providing these chances to be like, hey, are you sure? You can change up. You don't have to follow the order of which your life has been predestined. Like you can change up. You can make a change. Whether or not you want to be that, whether or not you want to do that, that's up to you. But if you want to change your life, it is an option. You don't have to just focus on what you've been or like what you think is your next step to do. I think is a vibe. So if we were to put that as a person,
the problem here,
yeah,
this is literally like wanting to fuck any like king or untouchable king, president, prime minister that you've never seen speak in person, like only on TV or something like that. Like this is Hatsune Miku, the president.
Okay, wait, real quick. Did you just call Hatsune Miku the president or Hatsune Miku, the president?
Hatsune Miku the president. One word.
Yeah, okay. Got it. I wanted to make sure. Yeah. She is the president. No worries. Shout out. Pledge allegiance. Stand for the fucking flag. You know what I'm saying? For Hatsune Miku. What's her most famous song?
World is Mine.
World is Mine. Put that on the background. Kez, put that in the background. I don't care if we get demonetized. Put it on. We're not demonetized. I don't think we get... Anyways, after that bit. Yeah, I agree with you. It's like, this is fucking a rock star.
Yeah.
This is fucking somebody, you're a fangirl type shit that you're like, oh my God, I have the opportunity to maybe. Like, this is, all right, for all you AO3 girlies, this is your Harry Styles pick me out in the crowd, or One Direction, Zayn, while they were singing. You're in the back seat with your braces and wearing a tutu, and you're like, that's the girl of my dreams. Pull them up here. And then you go and skip off into your own little adventure. That's not happening here.
There was this gorgeous pixel webcomic about a little lesbian, like nun or a follower who was in actual romantic love with their goddess.
Bars.
So it got me very delusional to the point that like, yeah, maybe if I make enough pancakes to my goddess, she'll come in human form and I will get to kiss her. But like,
I agree, because there's also that feeling of, if maybe you could always summon Satan. People can do it. It's a possibility. Satan can walk on the earth. But it also said that if Satan is ever to walk on the earth, it would be the end of all things we know. It would start Revelations and the war against
Armageddon,
against heaven and hell.
Even if he just wants to like get some, some Denny's, it would probably start Armageddon.
Yeah, so it would very much be one of those things where you talk to him through summoning rituals, through different mediums, and through his vessels. So you're never really getting him, but you're getting somebody who wants you to have a bodily autonomy. He's somebody who wants you. He's the one who will, like, to really get through it, I think if you would have him as a partner, this is a long distance partner that's into everything. Or like you said, it's your famous rock star boyfriend that you'll never meet. You'll see on the TV, but you'll get like a phone call from them being like, "Hey, we can sext," or like, "Hey, I'm sending somebody over to you," and it's like like the best body, like fucking hot ass, like big dicks, huge titties, and they're like, "Hey, Satan sent us so we can have sex with you because you said that you were into this, this, and this, and we're all into that." And he's like, "Oh, thanks, Satan. Now blow my back out." And then Satan's on the phone being like, "Anything for you, baby." Mwah. Anyways, time to go preach my message. Goodbye. Like, as he's talking at the UN.
God, I unfortunately am thinking of Satan from South Park too, who was kind of
No, in certain iterations, he's not bad. I'll be real. He's in his relationship with, I can't believe I'm doing this right now. In his relationship with Saddam Hussein, he's the more caring partner.
Yeah. And then Adolf Hitler.
Let's go to the spread scale.
Let's
spread it out. And I want to start with sex appeal, as we usually do. If we're going by his, canonical, he's the dragon. He's like this big, fierce monster. If we're going like cloven hooves, like kind of demonic looking, that's hot.
It's hot.
Hot. So
it's hot.
He's got dragon scales, things like that. I'm not gonna sit here. I'm not gonna lie to you all. I'd fuck him. I'm gonna give him,
what are you supposed to do? He's gonna give you literally everything that you want in like 1 second, or like he will. It'll feel like it's hours, months.
Yeah, he can stretch out. He knows how to fuck. I'm gonna give this an 8 out of 10. Yeah, I think 8 out of 10 is fair. I think this is sexy.
It's unfortunately, I have to say it. Lucifer is a little bit more attractive to me than Satan is.
True. I like the idea of Lucifer.
There's like a modern edginess to Lucifer, the Sasuke kind of thing.
Yeah, because if we go to like, it would probably be the next part where we talk about this more, but his personality, Lucifer it's prideful, but he's an angelic figure. He's kind of he's this overarching ruler. Satan is more focused on Satan is more focused on the wrathful portion of this, of free chaos, do everything you want, fight who you want, be vicious, do all this kind of things in these kind of mindsets, while the other demon lords would focus on the more, if you're going by the basis of Satanism, they would focus more on like, be who you want, fuck who you want, bodily autonomy. You can, if you don't want to work, you don't have to. If you want to make choices and make changes, you can. Satan himself in that aspect is just fight what you want, do what you want, rip the world apart if you want to. This is like, you have the right to be angry and fight everything and do everything. And that's not as sexy as you are yourself, which Lucifer kind of embodies. You are yourself while you're alone. Yeah. You are the best you are yourself in the universe. You should not be beholden to anyone.
Yeah, I think Satan has a similar thing to Kurama here with the wrath aspect.
Yeah.
But I think a way more like Ares is nothing on Satan.
Yeah. Ares is bitch made compared.
Like it's not war.
Yeah.
It's like personal wraths that can be brought out into understanding that you are allowed to be an angry human being. You are allowed to be a person that feels very strong.
Wrath is something that's so... Oh, sorry. Go on.
Misunderstood. No, exactly. Wrath is so misunderstood. Like...
Because wrath can be literally... And it doesn't just have to be physical altercations or escalate into like murder and violence. That's the usual result of anger. But wrath can be also finally releasing your pent-up aggression against your boss who abused you, and you're finally let out all these frustrations. The results of which are not always going to be great. The results of wrath, of letting your anger take you, is not always the best thing, but it's also sometimes cathartic. It is sometimes there needs to be, when there's too much of a buildup, of violent release, or at least an explosive release. And that's kind of what he embodies. I feel like if we wanted to bring Satan to a more personal standpoint, he would be like an anger management coach of being like, I know how to release your anger. This is how you should do it. Like, don't just like hold in your anger. Go to a smash room or whatever those things are called, or like do this, do that. Rage room. Like let your anger out in healthy ways, not in aggressive ways. But he'd also, I think, influence that's like a positive light of it. It was more negative. He'd be the type to be like, you should like key your ex's car and blow it up. And that's a whole different mix of like, all this to say, you haven't given your sex appeal score.
Right. I think it's an 8 as well.
Okay. That's fair. Then it goes to
personality. We don't know. I don't think we have we have a perfect understanding of God's temperament. And Satan, I think we only have his interactions with him and Jesus.
Yeah.
So it's not fair.
It's not the greatest interaction. All we can do is infer by what he by his embodiment of this sin, his wrath, is that he's not that he's vengeful, but he's angry and he's prone to anger and prone to bring people into temptation of those volatile acts. I'm not a fan of that. Don't get me wrong. There's a difference. Like you said, in Satanism, it's this whole embodiment of like freedom. I don't think Satan himself embodies that. I think the other sins embody that. He embodies that wrathful anger. And I, as somebody who doesn't like to get upset often, and when I do actually get upset, I always immediately kind of regret it. I don't find that attractive in another partner. I love
to get upset. I love to be angry.
For me, I'm going to give this a 4. Actually, I was
going to give it a 5.
Yeah, 4 is fine. 5? All right. Honestly, that's fair.
I was going to give it a 5, yeah.
Relationship potential. I don't think no. I'm going to give this a 1.
It's a 2, but like it's not that far off.
Yeah, with the scenario we talked of him being like a rock star UN person, like he can try to make it work kind of thing where he sends people to do all that, but I don't think it's even if it's like a one night stand as a sugar baby, it's like, hey baby, I heard like, hey Satan, can you send me somebody to fuck? He's like, I got you, kind of thing.
Yeah, that's still totally. Like he's your Christmas guy.
He's your faraway sugar daddy that sometimes doesn't provide. That it's just like weird. He's like, you can text once in a while, and it's like, hey, can I get this? And he's like, sure, I got you, but also break this for me. And you're like, I don't know. Encounter chance. He's the devil.
He's everywhere.
The Bible.
He's everywhere, but not accessible. He's like he's technically all present in the way that like God and Jesus are. All gods. Yeah. Like technically, sure, they're there, but like the attention that you'll be able to get, not necessarily. You can feel
his effects, but again, if he were to enter Earth at all, Armageddon would begin.
Yeah.
And end of all that is known and all that will ever be known. So, 3?
I think I'm going to say 2.
All right. I think that's fair. So finally,
death risk.
Put that shit right to a 1. You're dying. You cross Satan, the wrath demon.
We literally just said if he goes to a Denny's, like
you say, hey babe, can you drive me somewhere?
And starting something. Yeah.
Hey babe, I want to see your face. And he's like, are you sure? And I'm like, yeah. He pops through the window.
You burn to death.
Oh, the trumpets are playing. The horsemen are riding. And he's just like, I brought your DoorDash.
I
brought your DoorDash, babe. What's that trumpet outside?
Oh, brought your DoorDash, baby.
Halo rings are descending.
I'm glad that has tickled
the Covenant are dropping. Rush your DoorDash, baby.
What's happening?
Don't worry, baby. I got your Denny's.
Oh my god! Did you just use this as an excuse to start Armageddon?
No. Listen, it's not even trumpets; those are foghorns. Whoa. They're rising. You just see people floating in the air.
Somebody's read the Bible.
There's no traffic, baby. There's no traffic. Don't worry. It's gonna be crazy, you know.
Oh my god. I think we have the math.
Just go do it. I don't give a fuck.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Cleric has popped a lung, so we're at the hospital, but we have to finish the episode. So the scores for Satan
What are they?
Oh, so funny to say.
My DoorDash driver saying, yeah.
Cleric has received a 3.4. I received a 3.6, which gives Satan a very understandable 3.5 all across the spread.
Damn, less than Kurama. Less than the fox demon. The father of all wrath has just been reduced to from friendship no jutsu.
He's unpredictable. Kurama is pretty predictable.
Yeah, Kurama's you can Kurama gets it. So Joe, can you read out for the first time the spread scores from winner to loser? Actually, loser to winner.
Of course.
Loser to winner.
Loser to winner. Okay. Our loser for today for our sexy demons, Satan at a 3.5.
Because
Kurama.
rough goings.
Sorry. Producer pick.
You're not starting off strong here.
Oh my God. Our mid for this episode is Kurama, the Great Jinchuriki, with a 4.2. And FurFur, the Great Earl of 26 Legions of Demons, has received a 7.1.
Damn.
Our winner.
FurFur ranked higher than their boss.
Don't tell anyone.
Don't worry, we're not putting this anywhere that's important that any demon will hear.
Please don't tell Satan.
Don't
okay?
tell Satan.
We're
Everybody,
just gonna...
everybody, don't tell Satan. Don't send this to him.
I'm a big fan of FurFur. Don't ruin this for me.
So, Joe, how do you feel for the first time using the spread scale?
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, sure. Change is something that I actively look forward to all the time. And I like it.
Well, as Satan would say, change is good, sometimes good. And, you know, this is just a first episode and a whole lot of reports and bureaucracy. And hopefully, you know, we can keep all the heavenly beings off our back by making this show. So, from our realm to yours, I think it's time for us to say a solid goodbye.
Your hosts have been Cleric and Joseph. Find them on Twitter at Cleric34 and Scary Dog Friend respectively. This has been edited by Kestrel. Find them under the name Hollow Compass. Our marketing strategy was by Gwen. Find her under the name Glitchy Pixie. And our character designs were done by Ribby. Find him under the name Art by Ribby. Our intro and outro song is Fiction/Reality by the band Hip No Sister. Thank you to Soren for permission to use the song. Our Ko-fi members are, as always, Akima, Daydori, Amelia G, Gwendolyn, Christian J, Bunhun, Zombiefighter89, and Antonio Nipples. And give a rousing welcome to our new member, Andrew Cluck. Andrew, welcome to the team. Outtakes for this episode can be found on our Ko-fi. That's at kofi.com/monsterloverpod. And those, as well as outtakes for our previous episodes, are available to our members. You can follow us on Twitter to keep up to date with us. That's at monsterloverpod. And if you'd be so kind, rate us on Spotify or leave a review on Apple Podcasts. It helps out a bunch and we super appreciate it. Our next episode comes out March 23rd, and we'll be delving deep into the oceans with a special guest. And until next time, stay safe, monster fuckers.
Fiction or reality? How do you see me? Please don't forget me by my name, even if it's all a game. Your words will remain when you said that I was your ambition. I don't know reality or fiction, no. Oh, oh. Oh, oh. Oh, no, oh, no, oh, no, oh, no. Oh, oh. Oh, oh. Oh, no, oh, no, oh, no, oh, no.
Anyways, hold on. Joe's taking their SSRIs.
That's a good outro bit.